Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the branch manager here at the Mortgage Calculator. We are a branch that does things pretty differently here. So I want to go through this video, explain a little bit more about how we work. I have my associates here, Kyle. He's my brother and fellow team leader here at the branch, and Jose, my mentor and fellow team leader as well, who's been in the business for many years. And then we have from corporate, Michael, the CEO of the corporate company, and Stephen as well, just to answer any corporate questions. So without further ado, let me just explain a little bit about what makes us different here and go through a presentation on the screen. So hopefully most of you guys that have joined this call came on this page. So this might be a little bit of a recap for you, but let me just go line by line. Obviously, if you guys have watched the video, you've seen some of what we're talking about already. But basically what makes us different, we have some crazy compensation, up to 300 basis points. So we'll get into that later. But what allows us to do that is a great partnership we have here with Michael and Stephen and their corporate company, which does reverse mortgages. One of the top 10 reverse mortgage wholesale lenders in the US, gives us some crazy new opportunities for people like myself and Jose and Kyle, who didn't really have a reverse mortgage outlet before, and we can get some pretty crazy compensation. We also have dozens of broker and correspondent options. So I've been in the banking world, we've been in the broker world. Now we're kind of in between there, which is more of a hybrid, which is the correspondent world, where we can both broker and be kind of the banker at the same time. So it's a great hybrid. And obviously we pass those savings on to the customer, which makes our pricing pretty much the best in the nation. We give mortgage leads at a 50-50 split. So myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing background. Well, we teamed up with Jose, who taught us a lot about mortgages and whatnot, but we are really passionate about leads. We love to fill your guys' pipeline with leads that we pay for gladly. We'll fill you guys with leads every day at a 50-50 split. We'll also show you guys how to get your own leads in there as well. So we'll show you guys some tips and tricks about that. And that's Kyle's part of the presentation here in a short time, where he'll show you exactly how that looks. No monthly fees, no tech fees, no desk fees, no admin fees, no payroll fees, no fees of any kind. What you see is what you get. Myself and Kyle, we come from, again, more of a marketing background and a tech background. So we've built all of our companies from the ground up with basically a full back-end system to power our companies. So we are very passionate about not having to pass any fees onto our customers because we build it from the ground up. So no monthly fees at all. We want to build that all in because we are going to pass those savings on to you. So as I mentioned, a free custom built CRM with Dialer. So we've built everything from the ground up. So we don't have to pay for another service for CRM or pay for another service for a LOS type of system. We can do everything in-house, and that includes our CRM with the Dialer, just like any CRM you guys have used before, except we own it, so we don't have to pay for it or charge you guys for it. It's a great system. Kyle will show you exactly how that looks live in person here in a minute. Included with that, obviously at the back end CRM, we obviously needed front end as well. So again, we build that for all our companies. We built that for everybody here. You're looking at a live example of the page. You guys will all get a similar page as well. Every loan officer does. And that comes with the 1003 integration. We're a member of MISMO, so we can actually create and manipulate the 3.4 files in order to get those into our LOSs or our partners' LOSs. As I mentioned before, we are very passionate about leads. Myself and Kyle coming from a lead generating background for over 15 years. I have a certification from Google and Facebook so that I do this for all of our companies. So we do it at very large scale, but we also give you guys the same tools that we have. So we'll show you guys how to do the same thing we're doing and route leads into your system, and also set it up where you guys can buy your own or get any leads where you're getting from any other sources into your CRM. Another thing we're very passionate about is investors. So myself, I'm a loan officer as well. So we've built this for loan officers by loan officers. But what I really love is servicing investors. So most of my personal clients are investors, and we're very passionate about the DSCR business purpose loans that are specifically for investors. We can do those in all 50 states as long as it's closing in an LLC, which if any of you guys have dealt with investors, that's obviously the preferred vesting for any sort of investment vehicle. So it's a win-win. We get a lot of investors all over the nation. Every investor doesn't just have one property, but 2, 5, 10. I'm doing a gentleman with 19 right now. We've done 4. We're on number 5, and we have 14 to go. So when you get one of these investors, doesn't matter what state they're in, they'll have properties in multiple states. We can really service them very well And as I mentioned before, our non-QM pricing is the best in the nation. We are also very passionate about support and doing it remotely. So you guys are here watching from all over the nation, I'm sure. We love to embrace that and use Zoom and cloud-based support, do everything online. All of our companies are based online. So we do this one-on-one, but through Zoom and stuff. So just like we're doing right now as a team call, we can do one-on-one calls with you guys as well to make sure we're setting up those files. You don't need to come into an office. You don't need to wait in line, outside a door. Everything we do is remote and cloud-based and instant. Once you book a meeting, it'll be just me and you on that meeting, and we'll go ahead and get that file out. We also do daily Zoom support calls for the whole team. So we also do team calls just like we're doing right now for all of our junior loan officers. If you're going to join as a junior, also a whole team call for the entire team every week, where we bring in different guests from the different investors and lenders to talk about programs and our different services and stuff. So a lot of support. Everything's remotely based, so you guys can tune in from wherever you are. Now, let me get into the part which I'm sure you guys are all here about, which is the compensation. So most of you guys have seen this page, but let me just break it down really quickly. There's two basic plans. Really what it comes down to is, can you do a loan start to finish? And are you doing loan start to finish already? If so, you're a senior. If you don't know how to do loans or are just getting back in the industry, or maybe you're an application taker at like a Quicken or a Rocket Mortgage or a Better Mortgage, where you didn't actually do the loan, you just talked on the phone to get people to apply, you would be in the junior loan officer plan. So let me go through the senior one first. So if you already know what you're doing, you're already rocking and rolling, and you know how to do a loan from start to finish, more so from like the broker world, where you're in charge from the whole thing. Our commission there is up to 300 basis points. As I mentioned before, that was for the special loans we do, which are the HECM reverse mortgage loans. So these are interesting product that we can offer, being partnered with one of the top 10 wholesale lenders in the nation as our corporate entity. So we can really offer you guys some great opportunities to expand your business and earn crazy compensation. Now, on our regular deals, our conventional, our non-QM, our DSCR stuff that we're so passionate about, we earn a base of 200 basis points or 2% on that if we're in the senior loan officer plan. Now, if we do a lead, that would be a 50-50 split, as we mentioned. So if you take a lead on the senior loan officer plan, you would be paid 100 basis points or 1%. If you take a lead of a reverse mortgage lead, you would be paid out 150 basis points or 1.5%. It's a 50-50 split on whatever lead you get there. This obviously includes everything we talked about before. Unlimited leads, a 50-50 split, no monthly fees, all that kind of good stuff. Now, if you guys aren't producing, you don't know how to do a loan start to finish, no problem. We love to work with new loan officers and show you guys how to really build a business around this. So the junior loan officer plan is up to 200 basis points, and that is on those reverse mortgages we mentioned before. So the reverse mortgages, 200 basis points or 2% is the top commission there. You guys can learn how to do those. It can be a great money maker forever. On our regular stuff for the junior loan officers, 150 basis points or 1.5%. That's on our conventional non-QM, and our non-QM pricing is going to be the best in the nation. Conventional is going to be pretty much equal with everybody else, or a little bit better. So if we take a lead on this, again, if we do the math, a lead on a regular deal would be 75 basis points or 0.75% to a junior loan officer. And if a junior loan officer took a reverse mortgage lead, it would be 100 basis points, half of this, or 1%. It includes everything in there. And of course, we do a lot of more of one-on-one meetings with the junior loan officers. Well, I'll actually take over your screen, actually click the, all the buttons in Compass or whatever we have to do to make sure we get that loan done. The next time I'll have you start clicking it, and so on and so forth, until you can do a loan on your own, and we'll go ahead and upgrade you to the senior plan. So we want to make sure you guys are all self-sufficient. We're doing a hybrid model here where, it's kind of like a broker model where we want everybody to have their own business, run their own business. So we want to get you guys quickly all the tools you need to be able to do the loan start to finish and get you into the senior plan. So I know everybody asks that question a lot, is how do I upgrade? That's basically it. We'll move you up as quick as we can. Once you can do a loan start to finish, we'll get you rocking and rolling on the full compensation. Now, the next section of this page is, how does our mortgage software work? It's a lot easier to show us. So I'm going to have Kyle take over now, and he can actually show us start to finish how the software actually works live in person. So you ready there, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see. You got me there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is talk about just a couple features of our CRM and system here. Of course, once you get onboarded, we'll do a whole training and make sure that you're able to use all this stuff. It's actually pretty simple when you get down to it here. So what I'm going to go over here is this is the contact page, right? Very similar to any other CRM where you take your notes and you send your emails and you send your texts and all that kind of stuff. And it builds that timeline here of all the communication you've had with the client, all that kind of good stuff. Right? So it does pretty much what every other CRM is going to do. It's going to put people on automated action plans and text them and email them drip campaigns and all that kind of cool stuff, right? But one of the best things about our system is our quoting system. So what you'll see here on the right-hand side is you can create a new quote for somebody. Now, let me show you how quick and easy this is. All you do is on the back end of our system here, you put in the parameters of the loan, you copy and paste a rate sheet from our pricing engine, Optimal Blue. You send the customer the quote and they get this nice, pretty quote that looks like this. They're sent an email and a text. It'll be your website with you in the corner. They have all their different rates to choose from. What does discount points mean? What is a lender credit? They can scroll over these things. Here's the loan info. It's going to pull in the Google map and the Zestimate automatically for you. It's going to have all the type of loan info, the breakdown of the monthly payments and what's taxes, insurance, all that kind of stuff, as well as the estimated closing fees. And then at the bottom, it shows you as their loan originator, which is great. But the coolest thing is it also shows the realtor. So your realtor partners absolutely love this. When your realtors give you a client, you can also copy the realtors on these quotes too as they go out. So your realtor partners know, you say, hey, when you give me a client, I'm going to quote them within minutes. You can do this quote within 2 minutes. I'm going to quote them within minutes. I'm going to attach you to the quote so that they see, hey, we are your team, right? I'm your loan originator. That's your realtor. We are going to push this deal across the finish line for you. Right now, what's really awesome is that if they want to click this work, start my loan application so that they can continue with an application, that takes them to create a borrower portal where they make a username and password. Now, let me show you what it looks like on their end after they finish it. You'll see here, they can start their loan application now. This is their back end of their borrower portal where they can fill out their 1003, a real 1003 here in our system. It asks them for the required documents, right, that they can upload right here. So this is a conventional loan. It has the basics of what we need for a conventional loan. Let's say this was a DSCR lead. It's going to come in and it's going to ask them for the documents that we're going to need for a DSCR loan, right? So they can come back here and do all of that stuff that you need them to do. They can see their loan info and their milestones of where they're at in the process. They can see their team, which is you, right? So really cool quotes, really cool system where you can start gathering the stuff on the back end. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end after they've agreed to it. You now have this documents tab where you can see their documents. You can upload documents if they email them to you or whatever. You can help them with the 1003 if you're more of a call them on the phone and you're going to put it in, right? But what's really cool here is this request document pack button. That's going to allow us to request more documents from the client. So let's say we need a 12-month bank statement. We're going to go ahead and click that and then click save. Now it's asking the client for 12 months of bank statements, right? And it requests that from them. So we can keep requesting documents from the client automatically. Now, let me show you what else we can do. We can request signatures if we need them to sign something here like the borrower credit authorization. Now it adds a signature that we need and they can log in and sign it right here through our e-sign that's already built into the software. So with one click of a button, they know they have to sign something, they can log in, click here and sign it instantly. Now, the other cool thing here is you can request packets. So if you say, oh, this person's actually going to do a VA loan self-employed, or they're going to do a conventional or DSCR or whatever it is, you can change the packet it's asking for. And then you can actually see that it's going to request that info, the info that's needed for that specific loan. And then again, the system can remind them to upload their documents and fill out the 1003 and all that automatically. So we want to keep all the loan here start to finish in our system, from getting the client to talking to the client in the CRM to quoting them with the quoting system to collecting all of the documents in the 1003. And we keep everything here inside the system. Now, let me show you what happens after we originate the loan, right? So we're going to do the loan. We're going to get all their documents. Now, here's our pipeline tab. This is where we're going to keep track of our loans. I hope all of your pipelines look like this with tons of loans. We might be using different investors for the loans. They're going to be in different stages, different loan amounts, different commissions that it's going to break down what you would receive even after a lead split or whatever it may be. But the most important part about this is to change the milestones here. So when you change the milestone, not only is it going to keep you organized, but it's going to ask if you want to send the status change to the client and the realtor. So if you click change and you keep that checked, now it's going to send the client and the realtor an update saying, hey, the appraisal has been ordered, right? Or if it's submitted to underwriting, maybe you don't want to tell them and you can uncheck it, right? So great system here to keep track of your pipeline, but more importantly, automatically update everyone in the process. It's a fact that the #1 complaint about loan officers from customers and realtors is lack of communication. So that's one of the things that we're going to help here in our system, from not only attaching people quotes, communicating like that, but also communicating all the way throughout the process automatically here throughout our system. So now what I want to talk about is the leads. I know we'll have a lot of questions about the leads, so let me dive into that. Our leads are going to be sent to you via text message instantly. So Nick does our Facebook campaigns. Somebody's going to click on an ad that says, hey, DSCR or conventional loan, whatever it is, you're going to get a text message instantly. The minute they opt in to be contacted about that program, you'll get a text that says, hey, DSCR lead purchase in Florida, and you're licensed in Florida, then you can click there to pick it up. You want to call them within the first minute, right? So those are the leads we're giving you all day. Your phone's going to be getting texts so that you can claim those leads. Those are the ones on a 50-50 split. We're not charging you up front for them. We're just going to be flooding you with them, and your phone is going to be being texted all day, and you're going to be able to pick up those leads. Now, there's a few other ways that you can get leads with us. Let me show you the auto dialer here. So in our auto dialer, we have different lists in here, and there's a few different things that are in here. For example, there'll be purchase leads. So notice these are purchase leads for Alabama. Nobody picked these leads up yet, right? So they pulled back in here into the dialer. But we also have cold call lists that we run through the DNC, right? Everything is done compliant through the DNC automatically. You don't ever have to worry about compliance. But let's say you want to drum up some more business, right? And you're really looking to work hard today. Let's go ahead and select, say you're in Georgia, wherever, or Arizona, rural cold calls, right? Those are people in Arizona that have a VA loan already, and maybe you want to hit the auto dialer. You can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day using this auto dialer. You can click a button and drop them an email and a text when they don't answer, and then move right on to the next call, right? So you can call hundreds of people in a day, dropping automatic emails and text to them with their name and your name plugged in and your footer, and all that stuff happens for you automatically. So that's another way where you can reach out to people. We also have realtor lists in there. You can call 500 realtors in a day. Tell me if you call 500 realtors in a day that something is not going to shake loose and that no relationships are going to be formed, right? So you can even use this auto dialer to call realtors and drum up business that way. And the great thing about that is you can use our dialer to contact the realtors without paying a lead split, because that's just your relationship you're building with the realtor. So whatever that comes out of that is all yours. So that's another way that you can receive leads. Let me talk about the other ways you can get leads. You can also purchase your own leads. So those same leads that we're giving you for no upfront cost, if you don't want a lead split on them. So let's say you say, hey, Nick, I love those leads that you guys are sending me. The DSCR ones, I'm killing it. I want to buy some more of my own, so they go only to me, and so that I have no lead split on them, right? So you can purchase this package, and all Nick does is duplicates the campaign that we're doing successfully for that DSCR campaign or fix and flip or whatever it is that you request. And it's just going to route directly to you. You don't have to compete to click it, anything like that. And then you're not going to have a lead split on it, right? So if you want a bunch more leads, if you want no lead split on them, feel free to purchase your own. The other way to get leads is to import leads. So we have the Zapier webhook for you. We make your own Zapier webhook for you. You can use this for any places you purchase leads already. Maybe you purchase leads from sources that you already like. Totally fine. Use your Zapier webhook. It will pull them into our system instantly, automatically as they come in. You'll get an email and a text and be able to contact them through our system, quote them through our system, and all that kind of stuff, just like as if it came in as a regular lead in our system. So you can purchase leads from anywhere you want. So you see, we give you every single way to get leads and to work leads we have here, whether it's the leads that we provide you that are brand new off of Facebook, always exclusive. None of our leads are ever shared, always exclusive. Very against sharing leads. It doesn't do anybody any good, either one of the people any good, right? So never share any leads. They're always exclusive. We give you those leads from us. We also give you the auto dialer with lead lists in it, with cold calls and realtor calls and things like that that you can use to drum up business, right? We're able to allow you to buy leads and have that routed automatically and all that kind of good stuff, and then import leads yourself from other third-party sources. And of course, when you buy them or import them, either way, you're not paying leads, right? Those are your leads. So the last thing I want to talk about here is our support tab. So we have a training that has everything you're going to need to know about how we do things here. We have training videos on the CRM, on how to quote things. We have our team meetings that we film and we put them back here. We have the selling guides back here for you, Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, the condo lookups, everything here at your fingertips. The other thing we have here on our support tab is the team tab, where you can book calls directly with Nick, Jose, myself, or Jose's twin, I guess, over here, because he's there twice. And you can directly come in here and schedule a one-on-one meeting with us. And you also get a digital fax too, which you'll need. When you need a digital fax, you'll really need it, right? So that's basically the rundown of how the actual site works. Now, what I want to do is I want to hand it over to Jose, because I want Jose to talk a little bit about what this has meant for him as far as being a part of the mortgage calculator and being one of the founders, and just give his insight and his background, right? Because us, Nick and myself and our other team member that's a programmer, we were able to just team up with Jose and create so much synergy in the fact that we have the leads and the websites and marketing, and Jose has the loan expertise. So Jose, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then after that, we'll open up to some questions.
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our Zoom meeting today. It's ironic Kyle's talking about the support, because right before this meeting, I was doing a 1 hour, 45-minute training that I do for all the new MLOs on our products and stuff. With myself, 26 years in the business, both licensed as a full-time MLO, have owned my mortgage brokerage business and title company also in the past. Licensed also as a full-time realtor, both since September of 1995. Gives me good insight into the ins and outs of the business. When I met Nick and Kyle, it was real estate related. They were running technology and marketing at a real estate firm where I got my license. We met, realized the opportunity we had to combine our forces, and then basically digitized how we wanted to do our business. And this is what we have right now, what you see as a mortgage calculator. We're all about the technology. We're all about the support. We're all about professionalism and knowledge as well. We give you the tools to be able to be a professional, get those big multi-million-dollar deals, get those quotes to be accepted for a multi-million-dollar deal within 5 minutes of you talking to the individual. As for myself, I would say with the implementation of these systems has allowed my business to really flourish above and beyond what my experience level was going to allow. I would say from 2019 to 2020, it was a really big bump. It was like 300% increase in my loan production. And then 2020 to 2021, probably about, I don't know, haven't done the numbers yet, but easily 25, 50% increase in that production. And that's attributed to everything that we're offering here, tools, the technology. Some also was my knowledge, but in a way we digitize a lot of that knowledge into our system, where now everybody has that same knowledge through all of the training videos, all of the sources for support that we have. So do recommend, if you want to come into, we are also cutting edge in our marketing approach and the type of leads that we get, resulting in multi-million-dollar deals from same investors at the same time, 5-packs, 6-packs. We just had somebody pulling an 8-pack of deals. So hope to see you soon in our next team meeting. Let us know any questions you may have. Email's right there.
Thanks, Jose. So I see some questions dropping in the Q&A. And we'll open it up right now to questions, but real quick, I know we talk a little, Jose was talking a lot about investors. We talk a lot about things like DSCR and all that kind of stuff. And it's really something that we like to specialize in is the non-QM type program. So Nick, real quick, I want to talk about the kind of leads we get, right? People sometimes think that we're only non-QM or we're only reverse, right? About half of our business ends up being agency, right? So we focus most of our advertising budget on non-QM programs, which I'll have Nick explain why. But just know that about 50% of our loans end up being some kind of conventional FHA, VA, USDA, things like that. So don't get too caught up in the non-QM, but I'll let Nick explain why we focus most of our marketing budgets towards the non-QM loans to get your pipelines going with those.
Exactly. So, myself, I want to find opportunities, right? Being a marketing guy, I don't want to compete where everybody else is competing. I don't want to drive up my cost per click, all these different things that go into creating a successful marketing campaign. So, using those little bits of knowledge, I've kind of fine-tuned a system where we've really been able to target the niches that aren't being served, right? We do not want to advertise the same stuff that Better.com, that Quicken, that Rocket Mortgage is advertising with over $1 billion per year to spend on advertisements. Because then we're just going to be chasing, the cost per click up, and we're also going to be chasing the compensation down because Rocket Mortgage only pays their loan officers 20 basis points. So in order to compete with, a retail Rocket or a retail Better, it's just a race to see who lowers their basis points compensation to the lowest. There's no trick to conventional loans. Everybody gets the same rates. It's the stock market that sets the rates. There's no magic rate. There's no magic lender that has different rates. It's all about how much compensation do you charge on top of, what the actual market rates are. So we want to avoid that whole rat trap, guys. We do not want to compete with them. We do not want to offer the same products or services and try to offer it at scale and offer something that's better because they're just going to lower their compensation by 5 basis points and, reprice everything and just take it away from their loan officers. So in order to empower you guys and make sure that we're doing something that nobody else can do, we want to advertise our products that nobody else has. We have our 5 to 8 unit product, which is like the small commercial, right? Anything over 4 units is a commercial property, but we do have a written loan program to do 5 to 8 units in every state in the US with no overlays, no commercial crazy stuff on populations or crime or crazy indexes, standard written loan program for that. Amazing. Mixed use, 2 to 8 units mixed use. Nobody else has that. We have the 85 DSCR purchase. Nobody else is really advertising that. We have the 80% cash out DSCR. Nobody else is really advertising that. We have our own in-house portfolio with the DSCR. Nobody else is really advertising that. So we're able to offer products at the best rates. I have, all the rates for all the 160 lenders or so that are out there in the nation, and we beat them every time. So we're the best rates in the nation at all times on the non-QM stuff. And again, conventional is just a race to how low you can lower your comp. So we're going to advertise and spend our dollars on the non-QM. We're going to get those investors that don't just have one property, have 5, 10, 20 properties. And we're going to price our non-QM pricing as the best pricing in the nation so that there's absolutely no way that once we get those guys in the door that they're going to go anywhere else. Because if they do, it'll just be fake because we are literally every day, I look at the pricing, we are the best pricing in the nation on all the non-QM stuff. So perfect trifecta there. We're going to get them in the door with advertising a product that nobody else has. We're going to offer them a rate that nobody else can offer. And then we got them for life, right? And then we're going to also still cater to their primary. So every investor I work with, one of my biggest investors, I've done like 6 loans with now. And the last loan we just did was a new primary, right? That was conventional, 95% LTV primary loan. He wanted to max everything out, right? So we're still going to do primary loans for our investors. We're still going to do their second home. We're still going to sneak a couple conventional loans in for these investors that haven't maxed out their 10 Fannie properties. Most investors want to hit their 10 Fannies loans to get the good conventional rates and then do DSCR for their next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 properties that they purchase, which, is a win for us all the way around. So we want to get them with the hook that nobody else has. And once we got them for life. They're going to use us for conventional no matter what. They're going to use us for everything no matter what. And you're just going to provide service at that point. And you're actually providing, a service, structuring deals for an investor that really loves someone that can provide service rather than being one of 30 quotes that Quicken and Better and everybody sends somebody in one day when they click send me rates on Lending Tree and they get 30, 40, 50 phone calls of everybody who has the same exact rates, offering the same exact product, Fannie Mae products, Freddie Mac products, same exact rates. Everybody has it. It's just who's going to lower their compensation. So again, we want to focus on stuff where nobody else is, and we want to knock it out the park with the best rates in the nation. And you know, you just can't lose. You just trust me. When you get those guys, you send them that quote. Like Jose says, they look at that quote. It's got rates that they didn't even know were real. Like Jose said his thing, they're going to pinch themselves, say, is it real? And they're going to click that button within minutes, right? The minute they open that up, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is real. Let me click it just to see if it's real. And it is real. So it's amazing combination we have there. Does that cover it for you there, Kyle?
Yeah, and I'm going to get into the last part here and open it up to questions, but just real quick to touch on what you were touching on. I saw somebody ask the question already, so I just want to jump in about that DSCR. They're asking what that stands for, debt service coverage ratio. Essentially, it's a loan where if the appraised rent income covers the expense of the property, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and HOA fees if applicable, then they can get the loan, right? And we have one that goes even up to 85%. So this is a no income, no employment history, no job loan. So you have an investor, if they have money and they pick out a property that appraises to where the rent can cover the expenses, you got a loan, and it's really great. So I just wanted to touch on that before we stop recording. So last thing I want to go over here, let me share my screen to go ahead and proceed, right? We'll get into questions in a second, but to go ahead and proceed, go ahead and go to that link. I will drop it in the chat actually here. Oh, Nick already did it for me. Perfect. So Nick dropped the link in the chat. So when you're ready to move forward, you're just going to go to that link here that we were at. You're going to sign up for the applicable plan, right? Just make sure if you're new or you can't do a loan all the way through, pick the junior plan. It's going to take you to an agreement to sign your initial LO compensation agreement for our branch. At that point, I will reach out. I'm the one who handles all of the onboarding. So I will reach out personally. I will walk you through the next steps of officially onboarding with HR and getting all of your documents, as well as sponsoring your license and walking you through that process. So go ahead and click here in that link that Nick sent. When you're ready, sign that initial agreement. At that point, I will reach out and walk you through the next steps. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and stop recording so we can get into some of these questions.